100 limes. They're so yummy. I like lemons more. Anyway, hi. Back in it. All we could do was drag our exhausted bodies back to the academy, one step at a time. Step at that time? My consciousness was so hazy that I felt like I was running inside a nightmare. My legs were out of strength. I imagined they were just two withered ancient tree trunks attached to my body. Morning finally came. The sun set. And even as night came again, we never stopped. What we were doing by that point could hardly be called running. Even walking would have been too generous a description. My body felt like it wasn't mine anymore. It was like I was having an out-of-body experience. This is a lot. Can you even... I mean, I guess you could. That's a lot. Suddenly, I heard a voice. The date is about to change. I had no idea who said it. For all I knew, I might have said it myself without realizing. Feeling blurry and hazy, we crossed over into a new day. And then we died before we could get to the school. The end. Just like Hirutaku predicted, we finally arrived at the academy on the morning of day 42. You guys! I hardly know what to say in a situation like this. Welcome back just isn't enough. Oh, you returned safely. So glad that my heart was broke. Oh. My dear sister and I prayed for you every day. Damn it, the hell is this? Some kind of salty shit coming out of my eyes. Anyway, the defense team all looked genuinely happy to see us back. We appreciated that, but all we could muster was a dry laugh. So, what about the QB liquid? You found it, right? Tsubasa weakly lifted her arms to bring it out. This is so, like, no. Hey, nice work. I knew you could do it. Thank you so much, everybody. They showered us with applause, cheers, and praise. Smiles stretched across every face, and some even started leaping with joy. Now, Miss Kawana, I hate to ask you so soon after your return, but you let her sleep or else. Do you think you can get started on dealing with the bacteria? Tsubasa looked completely drained. Her hollow eyes stared into nothing as she answered. Fine, but I can't do it alone. I need everyone's help. Dot, 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 dot. Oh. Looks like we made it in time. Good thing the school has replication machines. Thanks to that, we managed to synthesize a large quantity of undiluted QB liquid. We divided the QB liquid amongst ourselves and sprayed it all over every last inch of the school. Of course, we gave the school bus in the parking lot a thorough going over as well. That should clear out the particle bacteria. There's no chance of it spreading now. But what about the bus? It's still a corroded mess. I guess I'll just have to figure something out. Gotta repair it. Yeah, I did this kind of thing plenty at Grandpa's garage. What a relief! Yum, yum, yum. And now, Kawana, if you don't mind, I need you to... Someone kicked Sirei as hard as they could before he can finish his demand. Bye! That's what you get. Nigo ran over to comfort his fallen superior. Who would do such a thing? I looked around to find the culprit only to see that everyone else was looking at me. Apparently I was the one who kicked him. It all happened unconsciously. Rare Takumi W? Sorry, Sire. So tired I'm losing my sense of reason. Sire does not appear to be listening, I fear. Yeah, he's out like a light. Is everything okay? I mean, with you, Takumi. What do you think? I was walking for 4 days. Isn't the bomb inside of you supposed to go off if you even lay a finger on Sire? It's probably fine. I agree. After all, Takumi might have laid something on him. But it wasn't a finger. It was a foot. Wow. Writing. Well, they are all exhausted. After that, we immediately parted ways. The others headed back to their rooms, but Hirako lingered behind to speak to me. Looks like we've solved our particle bacteria problem. In this timeline, anyway.
Huh?
Yeah, we should give some QB liquid to the hunt timeline, too. Next time the blood space waves will be high enough is day 45. We'll be able to leap then, between 5 and 11 a.m. It will still be a while until we can get to the hunt timeline. I hope the damage hasn't spread too badly by then.
Oh.
Me too. But there's something else we have to do first. Are you talking about the metempsychosis book? We'll resume our search tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be our last day, actually. Right. We only have 10% of the books left to check. Hirako gave a firm nod, and I hope you don't freak out again. Well then, it's all in your hands. With that, she left and headed for her own room. I staggered and wobbled back to my room. When I laid my worn-out husk of a body down, I was greeted by an intense drowsiness. I have no idea what happened after that. A second later, I was completely unconscious. I'll be surprised if we don't wake up on day 44. Or in the middle of the day. It's evening, Takumi. How long do you plan on sleeping? You're too old to act like this.
Hey!
I'm literally a teenager. And in case you forgot, we ran 2 marathons, fought a battle in between, and had to hose the school down with QB liquid as soon as we got back. I'm dying from lack of sleep here. Keep it down, we're in a library. Who cares? No one's here. I'm here. Are you blind or something? Didn't I just tell you to quiet down, smooth brain? You're too. I'm glad to see you're doing okay. Same to you. I'm literally a teenager. After a short rest, Hirako spoke solemnly. Alright, let's get started. For real this time. Dot 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 dot. We spent what felt like an eternity there in the library, in silence. My head was empty, incapable of independent thought. We were just staring at the light of the lamp dangling from the ceiling, transfixed. I had no idea how much time had passed. Then I heard the announcement. Shut up. Shut up, Siri.
Well then.
You didn't find shit, did you? Silence washed over the cold, vast space once more. Neither of us said a word. We continued to stand there, stunned. After some time, Hirako finally spoke. Let's head back. I tried to answer, but my mouth was too dry to move.
Oh.
There's no sense in lingering. The book wasn't in here after all. Might be out there somewhere beyond the wall of fire, but I have no idea how we'd find it. There's no libraries or bookstores out there. It would be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Does that mean Going to have to give up on the book. Find another way out of the loop. With that, Hirutaku slipped out of the room. I felt something dark in the pit of my chest. Couldn't even muster a sigh. Yikes! I say like I'm not genuinely kind of upset. That's dour. I wasn't over what happened yesterday. The black lump was still stuck in my chest. But we still had more than 50 days until day 100. We'd be sure to find a way to break out of the loop by then. I firmly reminded myself of this fact and decided to walk around the school like normal. The sun set, and the scenery turned dark and dusky. A similar phenomenon was happening in my chest. No. Couldn't stop thinking about the loop. Was there really a way out of it? As I was mulling it over, I realized I wasn't alone. Oh.
Huh?
Ava? Did you need something? There is something I wish to report to you. Mr. Samino, you said you were looking for a book called Reflections on Imprecatory Metempsychosis, correct?
Huh?
Yeah, I did. What about it? I think I may have figured it out. Where that book is, I mean. What? I was just talking to Mr. Ginzaki, and somehow we ended up on the subject of Mr. Aotsuki. Motherfucker, did he? I actually have my head in my hands. Yes, Ito has been locked up in that room ever since day 9. Pardon my asking this, but is he doing all right? How is his emotional well-being? I give him his meals regularly. He always seems the same as ever. He's actually pretty fond of that place. He told me it's quiet and relaxing. He even said it's perfect for reading. Or reading? Yes, I bring him books with his meals. He asked me for something to read, so I just grabbed a few from the library. If I might ask, was there a book titled Reflections on Imprecatory Metempsychosis in your selection? Yes, there was. I remember it because of that weird, complicated title. And he knew. He fucking knew, didn't he? Why do you want to know? Ava, thank you! I gave her my short and sweet thanks before sprinting outside. Did you kick her door down? Hirutaku, come with me! What is it? I know where the book is! We thundered down the stairs, through the halls, and into the capsule room. You motherfucker! Oh, they're gonna kill him. Let me guess. You finally figured it out. Where did you put that book? I've got it right here. Ito pulled the book out of his jacket. I ripped it out of his clutches. I looked over the cover. There it was. The title I'd wanted to see for so long. Reflections on Imprecatory Metempsychosis. Unfortunately... What the... All of the pages are ripped out! What happened to them? I need a minute. I've seen this line before. And I thought it was somewhere and I just forgot about it or something. You! my god! Ah! I'm gonna strangle you! Do you know anything about goats? I've been told more than once that I look like one. Don't tell me. That's right. I ate them. You gave me so little food. I was so hungry, I just couldn't help myself. Hirutako and I searched the room top from bottom. We even frisked Ado just in case he was hiding anything on him. There wasn't so much as a single page, not a single paragraph of the book remaining. Did you read it? You did, didn't you? Do you think I asked if you had finally figured it out? There was information relevant to our situation in there. You knew we'd showed up for it eventually. Isn't that right? That's not all. I gave you a hint on day 36 as well. I happen to be aware of some valuable intel that you might be interested in. So there was information about the time loop in that book. Ato, tell us everything. What exactly was written in it? Have your hippocampy rotted away? I said I wouldn't tell you anything until you apologized to me. And not just Takumi. I'm including you now, Hirutako. That's called joint liability. Why don't you two get on your knees, put your foreheads to the ground, and lick the floor while you grovel? We're so sorry, Ato. You don't deserve this. Then maybe, just maybe, there's no way we're doing any of that. Well, then I guess we're done here. You're going to have to repeat these same pointless 100 days forever and ever. 100 years, 1,000 years, it doesn't matter. It'll just keep going for all of eternity. Well, maybe that's not so bad in its own way. It's the same as being immortal, in a sense. On second thought, I'm actually a little jealous of you. So envious that I might have to sleep it off for a while. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Sleep tight, you two. It was still before dawn. Hirutako and I had come to the lab for the first time in a long while. Okay, I'm all done configuring the machine. Everything's ready. Now we just have to wait for 5 a.m. And the QB liquid? Got it right here. I asked Tsubasa to give me a little extra. By the way, what do we do about Ato? Are we going to force him to tell us what he knows somehow? That would be a waste of time. Torture doesn't work on his type. Then what do we do? Hirutako wrapped her knuckles against her brow as she answered. Let's think on it. We still have time. Right now we need to focus on the leap at hand. Get the book from a library in another timeline, 'cause they're not gonna be using that book at all. Probably not what they're gonna do. They wouldn't know where it is. Whatever. Our goal isn't anything too complicated this time. We just have to get the QB liquid to Tsubasa in the hunt timeline. But it's possible somebody might slip and crack his head somewhere along the line, isn't it? The next time the blood space wave will surge is day 50. There's a battle on day 47, so we can't afford to linger on under any circumstances. Don't worry, I won't screw up like that again. Then go ahead and work your magic. 5 a.m. on the dot. Clad in our leap suits, we slammed the red button and jumped onto the platform. Alright, let's go! Finally getting a chance to take a drink. Tippity sip. It's light out. The morning announcement hasn't played yet, but someone might wake up early and come over here. Let's proceed with caution. Don't make a sound. Got it. First, we head to Takumi 4's room. Shouldn't we go straight to Tsubasa? Looking like this? When she wakes up and screams in our faces, then what? But why do we need to go to Takumi 4's room? I need you to become Takumi 4 again. Then you can give the QB liquid to Tsubasa and explain how you got it. Explain it how? Just make something up. But if Takumi 4 wakes up while you're at it, we'll have a mess on our hands. That's why we quietly infiltrated Takumi 4's room. He was still sleeping. Hirutaku sidled up to him and, with a reckless amount of force, stabbed him with a hypodermic needle.
Can't you be a little gentler when you do that? Even if he's from another timeline, he's still me.
I know. And that's why I did it like that. More importantly, change clothes and get to Tsubasa. I'll take your suit and head for the capsule room.
Capsule?
What do we do about him?
We leave him here and go. The anesthetic I used is more powerful than the one from last time. He'll be out for a whole day. We've got nothing to worry about.
Good night, Takumi. We stepped out of Takumi 4's room. I gave my leap suit to Hirutaku, who wished me luck and vanished inside the school. I watched her leave before I headed to Tsubasa's room. Rang the doorbell and Tsubasa opened the door, sleepily rubbing her eyes. What is it? It's so early. Sorry, but I have something to give you. I pulled the QB liquid out of my pocket and handed it to Tsubasa. No way! This is QB liquid! But how? Where'd you get this? Well, I snuck out to do some extra exploring last night and found it then. Where? Oh, jeez. Where was it again? It was so dark I couldn't really see. What matters is we can use this to get rid of the bacteria. You're seriously the best. What do you believe? Now all of you can leave this place on day 100 too. What do you mean, all of you? Aren't you going to get in the pod with us? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I was going to blow the lid off the whole operation if I kept talking. There was only one way out. Well, good luck with everything. I turned and tried to leave Tsubasa behind, but... Wait. You going to help? I have an errand I need to deal with. You can ask the others though, right? Wow, heartless much? I'm kind of offended. Maybe I'll just disable a shower and toilet in your room. Tsubasa started marching over to my room. I panicked and tried to stop her. Wait! We had until 11 a.m. to leap back to our timeline. It was only 6:30 a.m. now, so I still had time. Fine, you win. I'll help you. Hey, let's get right to it. Finally done. I should have wiped out the particle bacteria. Thanks, Takumi. You really saved us. I scratched the tip of my nose. This hangar was the only place affected by the bacteria, right? Yeah, for now. But just be sure I'll spray it all around the school later. I can use the replicator in the biolab to increase our stock of QB liquid. How about the escape pod repairs? I'll just have to give it a shot. Looks like it's going to be a serious task, though. When I was spraying the liquid just now, I got inside the pod from a gap in the corroded external wall. From there, I saw the control system is a mess. I'll need to replace everything, including the circuit board. I don't really know everything about that stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff, even. But it sounds like a lot of work. But there was one good thing. If we replace the control system circuit board, we'll be able to manually deploy the pod from the war room. From the war room? Manually? Yeah! So we could escape the school without waiting for day 100. Exactly! But It's going to take at least 50 days to fully repair it, even if I work at top speed. So, I'll be done by day 95 at the earliest. That barely changes anything.
Huh?
Can't the others help you out with some of it? There's plenty they could do, but I can't really ask them for help right now. We're smack dab in the middle of the invader hunt, after all. Can hardly ask the members we're up against, you know? Hold on, I thought the invader hunt was over. Huh? What are you saying? It got back on track a while ago. Ever since the real sponsor showed up on day 33. What? The sponsor's still alive! Yeah. Sponsor said the one that got killed on day 31 was a spare. Kakuji's still out there! Which means she's likely hiding somewhere inside the school. If I was looking for a place to hide in the school without being found, our eyes met. Underground! The hidden room! Oop. We descended the stairs to the basement. Just as we suspected, someone was there. But it wasn't who we were expecting. Hi! Eito! What are you doing here? Eito stared at Hirako in her leap suit and nodded as if something had just clicked for him. I see! You must be Hirako. I recognize the voice. Identifying people by their voice rather than their appearance is something of a forte of mine. The leap suits had voice changers, but Hirako's was turned off at that point. Because everyone looks like hideous monsters to you. Oh, you know about that. I can't say I'm surprised. Those suits tell me you have experience jumping to other timelines. And Hirako, you don't belong to this timeline, do you? The Hirako from this timeline is already dead. You're here from some other timeline. That's where you learned about my secret. The same probably goes for you, Takumi. Hirako being alive and well doesn't seem to bother you at all. Which means the two of you jumped from the same timeline, didn't you? So we did! I was just thinking out loud. After all, you're the same as us. You don't belong to this timeline either. The Eito in this timeline had his cryptoglobin absorbed by Takumi on day 2. Oh, despicably cruel! Even if this isn't my timeline, that's hard to forgive. You must be from the Box of Calamity timeline. You jumped from it on day 36, didn't you? Box of Calamity. Is that what you're calling it? You're probably right. I imagine that is the timeline I came from. I escaped the school, wandered the streets, and by chance stumbled on some sort of laboratory. I decided to tinker with the machinery there, and before I knew it, I was here. There's no way that happened just by chance. Oh, but it did. It's not so surprising, considering my specialist skill. Special fortune telling. Motherfucker. Eito nodded slowly. Fine. We'll say it was coincidence. Let me ask you something. Are you the sponsor of the invader hunt? No matter the timeline, you're still just as dense. The invader hunt started on day 26. How could I sponsor the game when I only arrived here on day 36? And the real sponsor must be... Kakuji. Oh, do you two know who it is? Not answering, huh? Well, so be it. I'm not interested in the sponsor anyway. Then what are you doing here? Why are you here? I wanted to read. Read? Why would you do that? I don't know why someone would read. You're terminally stupid, I fear. I read to satisfy my intellectual hunger. There's so much I want to know. About humanity, about space, about the laws of physics that govern it, and of course, about the mystery behind my own existence. You two are completely unrelated to my timeline, so allow me to confess in full. Deep down, I wanted to see people the way you see them, purely as a matter of intellectual curiosity. I'm sure. So I started reading all kinds of books to find a way to make it happen. Unfortunately, it seems there really is some kind of glitch in my brain. So long as I have that, I won't be able to perceive people the way you do. Sad, isn't it? Shall we cry about it together? All I want is to be friends. Do you know anything about how to get this glitch out of my brain? If you do, I think I could be your comrade again, in the truest sense of the word. I suppose there was no point in asking. You don't believe me, do you? I'll just have to disappear, I suppose.
Huh?
Disappear? Don't tell me! Exactly. See you around. The very next second, Eito pulled something out of his pocket. Oh god! He threw it straight at us. Oh, I thought he was gonna detonate the... I thought he was gonna set off the gas tanks. He threw it straight at us. Instantly, the object exploded. I didn't have time to close my eyes or plug my ears. A stun grenade! I murmured my brief realization before losing consciousness. Oh god, are they gonna be stuck there? No! Shin. Bing bong. Ding dong.
You certainly sleep hard.
Oh.
Maybe it's an after effect of leap damage.
This is my room, right? Are we back in steady fundamental?
Of course. And who do you think you have to thank for that?
Oh yeah, he passed out again. How many times are you going to make me use the CG? At least 3 more times, I'm sure. Fuck you.
Don't tell me. Again.
I seriously considered just abandoning you this time. But I knew I'd miss having an errand boy. So I carried you back.
Was it a stun grenade that went off? Were you alright?
I was wearing my leap suit, so I took almost no damage.
So it was made with hemoanima? I sat up and got out of bed. What happened after that?
Oh.
After the lights subsided, Eito 3 was gone. 3? He was the Eito from the Box of Calamity timeline. Versions of us in that timeline are Hirutaku 3 and Takumi 3, right? I figured the same could apply to him. I see. So Eito 3 got away. I tried to chase him, but you were already incontinent and laid out. Is that the right word? Don't you mean inanimate? Okay. I was like, what are you talking? We were also running out of time to make the leap, so I had to give up on Eito 3. Hideko sighed deeply. We have to do something. Kako G is in that timeline too. That's true, but let's set it aside for a moment. There's someone I want to introduce you to first. What?
Huh?
Who? Takumi 5!
Huh?
This is the infirmary. That chair. It's the Dominic Cognitive Reconstructive Therapy device. The new and improved version.
Huh?
So, who did you want to introduce me to? Don't tell me. We're ready for you. Come on out. At Hiroko's words, someone stepped out from inside the Revive-O-Matic. Oh god. What? Eito! I instinctively balled up my fists and squared up. Square up! It's okay. He's on our side now. On our side? Just to be absolutely clear, this is this timeline's Eito. In other words, Eito 1. You let him out of the capsule room? Yes. Why? Don't be so alarmed, Takumi. I'm completely reborn. I didn't understand. I looked at Hiroko for an explanation. Do you remember what Eito 3 said in the Hunt timeline? Do you know anything about how to get this glitch out of my brain? If you do, I think I could be your comrade again, in the truest sense of the word.
Oh?
That gave me an idea. The cerebral glitch repair program. Exactly. But I figured that wouldn't be enough to get rid of the bone-deep contempt he had for humanity. So you used that Domenic thing. So just... okay. Yes, with Sirei and Igo's permission, of course. Originally, this machine couldn't be used on Special Defense Unit members, but thanks to my improvements on its design, I was able to use it on Eito. And thanks to Hirako, I'm as you see me now. Well, I suppose I don't look any different, but my mind feels like it's been thoroughly cleansed. And what do we look like to you? How can I explain it? To start with, Hirako looks like an intellectual, refined woman of great beauty. On the other hand, Takumi, you look like a half-rotted cherry tomato that's been left in the back of the refrigerator too long. He's still glitched! That was a joke. In truth, you're a beautiful young man with a dignified face, full of courage and passion. Tell us how you really feel. Maybe I've said too much. At any rate, appearance is something that can only be described subjectively. What I see and what you see are not necessarily the same, but at the very least, I no longer have the physiological aversion to your appearance that I used to. To put it simply, in my eyes, you all look truly beautiful. There's your explanation. You really don't feel hatred for us or the rest of humanity now. That's right. So, we can trust you now. I swear you can, on my life. Then, tell us about the book. What did you read in it? Exactly what you'd expect. It covers the history and examples of the time loop phenomenon, as well as some scientific considerations. I still have my hang-ups on the whole thing, but it also sounds like in this timeline he completely agreed to it, as opposed to coming of age. So, you know, I guess that's better. Whatever. Covers the history and examples of the time loop phenomenon, as well as some scientific considerations. We want to know how to get out of the time loop. Was there anything about that? There was. You jumped into the past from day 100 to day 2, right? The loop was triggered by that first trip back in time. Once force is applied to an object, it will continue to move at the same speed until additional external force is applied. That's the law of inertia. Without friction or resistance, a spinning top would continue to spin forever. We had this conversation in another... Oh, I can't remember. A pendulum continues to swing from side to side. A weighted spring continues to move up and down. Hirako was saying this somewhere. That's exactly what your situation is like. Enough explaining! Get to the conclusion! How do we break out of the loop? The best way to explain it is the example of the spring. You two are the weight on that spring. Time moves down from day 2 to day 100. But it can't progress any further. The restoring force of the spring brings it back to day 2. So, how do we cut loose from the spring? Do we increase the weight? Precisely. But how do we do that? Let me get straight to the point. It all comes down to the lives of the Special Defense Unit. Their lives. Indeed, the weight here is the weight of life itself. In short, if all of the Special Defense Unit members in this timeline survive until 10 a.m. on day 100, the sum of all those lives will serve as a huge weight that can tear away the mighty spring that is the time loop. Oh. Hirako and I were silent. 3 seconds later, I shouted out loud, Yes! We can finally break free of the time loop! We just have to keep everyone in this timeline alive! That's no problem at all! Everyone's survival was one of my goals anyway. Even without this information, we were going to protect everyone anyway. Well, we have a definite objective now, so I'm grateful for that. Our friend's survival is directly linked to our escape from the loop. The situation just got much simpler. I feel like there's a real sadness in the fact that they couldn't achieve that in 100 loops. It's just that hard. And they almost did in Retsnom. They were close. They were that close. And yet. I looked right into Eito's eyes as I spoke. Thank you, Eito. I'm going to trust you for now. For now? Well, that's good enough, I guess. It's hard to regain lost trust. I'll do everything I can to support you until you can trust me unconditionally. You know, I like him coming around more in, like, Retsnom and second scenario, but I am glad that he does here anyway. I just want him to be happy, you know? Day 48 ended in excitement. Or rather, it didn't. Tomorrow. Oh, day 46, I said. Tomorrow, day 47, we'd face another defensive battle. Hirako and I had something we needed to do before that. And that something was... Question mark? What was it? Everyone gathered in the war room before the morning announcement played. Just checking one last time. Are you really gonna let that whack job Eito fight with us? We spent 3 hours going over this last night. We heard your arguments against it, but in the end you all agreed to this. Well, you two sounded so confident. You were so passionate about it, it was like you were spitting fire. It just felt right to trust you. If a gutter dweller like me is permitted to say so, Eito does seem different from before, somehow. That's right! His aura before was poopy brown, but now it's a shining poppy red! Should it be blue? Thank you! Although I'm not quite sure if that was a compliment. My voices for Takumi, Eito, and Yugamu are literally just my voice. And Nozomi. Kind of. Ugh. Besides, you heard what Sirei said. Right. If Eito does anything even a little threatening, he'll detonate the bomb inside of him. Oh? Did I say that? You did, sir! Oh, sure. I'll take your word for it. I was so sleepy then, I don't really remember. For the love of murder. Are you feeling okay? Like I said last night, I'll follow our captain's lead. I agree! That was not... Who was that? Agree. As do I. It was Kyoshka. I personally am quite opposed. Huh? Introducing a new character now will just take attention away from me. I want everyone's praise and adoration. I want everyone to fawn over me. I'll toss you a frisbee later. Then I'm on board. Thank you, everyone. It was right. I am like a new character on the battlefield. But I'll make the fight a lot easier. But I'll give it my all to fight for you. Then maybe you'll fawn over me after the battle. Wait, is this the first time everyone's actually in the fight? Like, for realsies? And it's not just a hallucination? Wow! Eito flashed a carefree smile. It was infectious. Soon all of us were smiling. Well then, the enemy will be here any moment now, so, Nigo, if you will. Got it. I'll cue the music. I have not seen that Eito looking up sprites since the start of the game. What's with this freaky old Anka song? It's a folk song, right? I kinda like it. Didn't Darumi like it in the other? You went over the reason for the song choice already, so no need to talk about that again. 2 commanders will attack this time, turamtammi and nyewgank. The former manipulates sound waves. She'll try to pull us into a hallucination by playing frequencies inaudible to human ears. To prevent that, we have to play a particular piece of music that includes waveforms in antiphase to hers. That's a folk song you're hearing now. By playing this song in advance, the enemy's sound waves will be cancelled out, which means no hallucinations. Isn't that right, Sirei? Perfect recap, Shizahara. Couldn't have said it better myself. As we discussed our strategy... What the hell? Ain't it kind of early? I thought you said the enemy would attack after the morning announcement. That is weird. We're well past wake-up time now. Could it have something to do with how we redirected the entire announcement system to play the song? In that case, we might be in trouble. Trouble? Ow! If the morning announcement didn't play, there might be something wrong with the intruder alert, too! Uh-oh. Retro! Already in! Oh, I knew it. What do we do? The enemy's already breached the wall! We need to do something! Quick! Takumi! Got it. I nodded firmly. Everybody, let's do it. Special defense unit! Move! Give me that beautiful cutscene. Smultimate, everyone is here. For real this time. Everyone do your daily screams! Yeah, I'm skipping this battle because this hurts my eyes. Sorry, Atel, you'll fight next time. La 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 la. Bye, turamtammi.
Nice.
Oh, you're not here yet, but whatever.
Now you won't have to worry about those auditory attacks.
I'll just turn off the music.
Well then, everyone, the rest is up to you.
Wallop those nasty invaders!
I'm turamtammi and I'm dead.
Let the show begin!
It's a shame. I really like her design, but the screen effect. Just no. Ga ga goo ga gee.
To battle!
Ah! Just when I thought we'd finally put that first one in her place!
That must be the time reversal we heard so much about.
Sirei and Nigo warned us about this, but it's even more a pain than I could have guessed. We'd best save ourselves some trouble and take out that nyewgank first.
If we don't, this battle will never end.
All right, everyone. Let's show these guys what we can do and end them.
I'll smoke 'em.
A show especially for you! Here I go!
Here we go. That's how she says it in the Japanese.
Everyone, this is horrible. The school is...
It's okay, keep it together. Sirei told us about this trick too.
Right. It's just an illusion. Once we beat turamtammi, it should go back to normal.
Isn't it against the rules for them to tag team us like this?
Technically, we have way more fighters than they do, so that's not fair either, but, you know.
Shoma was right. We need to deal with Nyewgank first.
Okay,
Nyewgank.
here goes.
Here we go! Get this effect off my screen. And Vesh is gonna jump in and steal our kills, because that's what she does. The battle was over. With Turamtammi defeated, we could see the school as it really was again. But our relief was short-lived. Yep.
Huh? Where's Turamtammi?
Nyewgank's gone too!
They just ran off together.
They were alive!
They were holding each other for support. Why didn't you say anything?
Well,
They looked so sad, hobbling off like that.
Fair. That was enough for me. I had a good idea what the twins were thinking. They could probably see themselves in those two commanders as they helped one another.
well, whatever. I don't feel like chasing after them to finish them off.
They were so completely covered in wounds. Their organs and bones will be in tatters by now. I doubt they'll show up here again.
Like a soup.
Then is it time for the usual? I think so.
All right, ready and go!
Oh, he's actually...
Special Defense Unit, best in the world, indestructible and undefeated. Never lose, never yield. Special Defense Unit, fight on!
Everyone's voices resounded loudly. The moment there was silence, Nozomi spoke.
That's not fair, Takumi. I'm the one who usually leads the chants.
Kill him! Run him over! Hit him with your car!
But Sir Takumi is our leader.
He probably should have been the one saying it the whole time.
Fine. I'll let you do it from now on. But a little advice? You have to do the ready and go! Like you really mean it. Put some spirit into it.
I thought he did.
Such detail.
I didn't know she put so much thought into it.
Everyone giggled as they looked at Nozomi. She blinked innocently a few times.
by the way, when does the fawning I was hoping for start?
Shut the fuck up.
Mr. Outsuki, did you really contribute to the battle that much?
Come on, I definitely did. Didn't you see?
Well, you'll just have to wait.
Our next defensive battle is in 10 days. So I suggest you start training for that.
Now that's unfair.
Gotchita slumped his shoulders in disappointment and everyone burst into laughter. Ito was truly one of us now. There was no way he'd betray us again. The bashful but bright smile on Ito's face was more than genuine enough to convince me of that. Okay. I know what I said, but I am interested to see, you know, how Ito acts when he's not being weighed down by his problems. You know. What's in his heart and how it's filtered through. Oh. Remembering! Oh, remembering that one too, huh? Good thing you actually made it out. I bolted upright and looked around me. This is my room. My body was freezing. Cold sweat soaked every inch of me. Was that a dream? No, that wasn't it. I'd experienced something like this many times before. This must be the same kind of thing. Which meant it's something that happened in another timeline. I headed over to see Hirutaku and gave her the rundown of what I'd just remembered. She nodded in silence and led me to our usual spot. Did you tell her that what Daughterby's really like? actually. I had a vision of the same events just before I woke up. How? But that's not possible. What I just saw was from the hunt timeline. ... Rip, we lost you on day 30 of that timeline. So there's no way you'd know what happened after that. Say what you will, but I saw what I saw. I do get the feeling it wasn't something I saw firsthand, though. It felt like more like something I had heard from somebody else was playing out inside my head. Maybe I jumped to day 100 of the hunt timeline somewhere along the way. Really? Then someone told me what had happened in that timeline. And after that, my consciousness jumped back to day 2, and I lost the memory. And you just regained it now? That's one possible explanation, anyway. As usual, we continued our discussion after changing locations. I'm not gonna lie, I am paying attention, but there is a large part of my brain that is currently occupied by the mac and cheese I'm gonna make after I finish recording this. So, just keep in mind, I'm like, that's like in my brain. What's more important are the specifics of what we just saw. Yeah, like what brand... First of all, Kako G is going to self-destruct soon. But her death won't stop the invader hunt, because 803 will take her place as the game's sponsor. We'll have more casualties. And finally, on day 93...
The survivors will launch a last-ditch attack against Beshness, and all of them will die.
So how are we gonna avert that? Or how does our contribution help us get out? ... I wish we could help them. Do you think there's anything we can do? Let's give it some thought. We still have 2 days until we can leap again. I parted ways with Hirako, headed for the cafeteria, and gobbled down some toast before going back to my room. Okay. As much as I'm worried about the hunt timeline, I still have sleep to have in this one. At night, we got a report just after dinner. Tsubasa had finished repairing the school bus. Yay! The moment we heard the news, we made our way to the parking lot. There we saw... Wow, Tsubasa, this is amazing! You got the wheels back in perfect shape! Actually, isn't it even shinier than it was before? A girl could get jealous! What moisturizer do I need to use for that kind of dewy sheen? Frankly, I'm stunned. You completely killed it. Oh, this was nothing. Then perhaps you'd be willing to fix a rotten junk heap like myself? I think that's above my pay grade. Jeez! Kyoshka, stop salivating over the muffler, you deviant! I swear I wasn't looking. I tinkered with the engine while I was at it, so I think it'll go faster than before. Awesome! Let's test it out by turning Gaku into Fender Ketchup! What? Why me? Sorry. Recent Kadaka tweets have proved that true. This must have been so much work, Luana. Thank you for all your efforts. I'll give you a collectible superhero eraser as a reward. I can't really see myself needing that. Thank you, Tsubasa. You're a lifesaver. Come on, guys. Good work deserves to be praised. I'd like to offer you my thanks as well. You too, Hiruko. You're making me blush. We continued to shower praise on Tsubasa until late. All that time laughter echoed non-stop throughout the parking lot. Thanks, Tsubasa. Everyone's getting there in moments. Bing. Boom. I finished my breakfast and returned to my room. Couldn't get the hunt timeline out of my mind. If we didn't do something, everyone there would die. We had to do something. I just didn't know what. Tomorrow, we'll go to the hunt timeline. We can figure it out then. I murmured this to myself, then decided to make my usual rounds. Good night. Good morning. Good night.
Huh? What do you mean we can't jump to the hunt timeline?
Uh-oh.
Oh?
You didn't see me around the school during the day, did you? That's because I was in the lab doing maintenance on the PLM.
Oh.
While I was doing that, I realized someone locked the machine in the hunt timeline. Ruh-roh. Don't tell me. 803? It's highly likely. We're the only ones who know he's there. It would be a problem for him if we showed up again. So, he stopped us from going back to that timeline. Probably. Can't say for sure when he did it. But it must have been between day 45 when he first saw us, and today, day 49.
Oh.
Whenever it was, the lock will only be removed after 50 days have passed. That means day 95 at the earliest. And everyone in that timeline gets wiped out on day 93. In other words, we won't make it. Yes, unfortunately. We sat there stunned for a while. They might not have been from our timeline, but all our friends were going to die. I'd spoken to the versions of them in that timeline. I'd spent an especially long time with Tsubasa. Those memories came rushing back. In my mind, I saw her bubbly smile. How much longer was she be able to smile like that? I clenched my fists tightly, infuriated at my inability to help her. My girlfriend, no! I understand how you feel. But what's most important is that we protect everyone in this timeline.
In short, if all of the Special Defense Unit members in this timeline survive until 10 a.m. on day 100...
Suddenly, I'm voiced.
The sum of all those lives will serve as a huge weight that can tear away the mighty spring that is the time loop.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this because it's our way out of the time loop. Only because it is. I know. Our priorities are still the same. We have to make it to 10 a.m. on day 100. All of us alive and happy. Right. Let's focus on what we can do to make that happen. It's not that complicated, is it? Just have to keep winning our defensive battles. All the way to day 100.
Huh?
Yeah. Are you saying there's some other way? Hirako's gaze slowly shifted up.
If we went up there, we wouldn't have to fight.
The artificial satellite?
Wouldn't that be safer? It would boost our chances of survival much more than staying here.
But how would we get there?
Huh?
The escape pod won't activate until day 100. You just heard from whatever. I'm aware of that. We can't go flying into the vacuum of space if we rip the door off either. We can forget about the pod. How then? We can try calling for rescue. Huh? We'll use the distress signal transmitter. The maximum cargo of the rescue craft is 2 tons. More than enough for all 16 of us. What? Didn't we go over this before? Need to input 9 out of 10 liver mortis codes from Team 1 to boot that machine. Those codes only show up when a unit member is truly dead, so that would mean at least 9 deaths. Wait, hold on. Are you suggesting what I think you are? I think so.
Of course. Nobody has to actually die. We can just get the codes from other timelines.
Yeah. It's a good idea, but it's not the most pleasant means of getting things done. It would mean we'd be using the deaths of our friends in other timelines for the sake of our own survival. That's true, but we wouldn't be killing anyone or allowing them to be killed either. We'd go after versions of them that were already dead, just looking at the backs of those we never could have done anything for. I'm sure they'd forgive us. Yeah, I sure hope so. Think about it, Takumi. This would be for the sake of saving everyone in this timeline. Yeah, I get that. Alright, whose liver mortis codes do we need? I already saw 5 of them in the mystery timeline. Let's review them first. Tsubasa. Her liver mortis code was 2, right? I sifted through my memories of the mystery timeline and gave her a firm nod. The other 4 were in Kakoji's scrapbook. Eito was 8, Gaku's 0, Kako's 9, and Shoma was 3. Where does that leave us? There's 5 people left from Team 1. Darumi, Ima, Takamaru, myself, and me. Anyway, we need to find just 4 of those liver mortis codes. Darumi, Ima, Takamaru. Are there any timelines where at least where those 4 are dead by now? Not that I can think of. Anyway, we need to find just 4 of those liver mortis codes. Then we can activate the distress signal transmitter and the 16 of us can get onto the rescue craft.
Once that's done, we'll all go to the artificial satellite together.
Whee! Are there any timeline? Hey, are there any timelines when 4 of them are dead right now? I don't think so. There isn't even one where 2 or 3 of them are dead. I guess we'll just have to check different timelines one by one. Indeed. Should probably go and find Darumi's liver mortis code tomorrow. You remember, don't you? She's killed in the battle against Festus in some timelines. I don't want to see that again.
Oh?
We'll jump to the coming-of-age timeline, which branches off from that event. Coming-of-age timeline? You don't remember it, so I doubt there's any point in explaining. It's a timeline that plays out like some kind of teenage drama. Like, wow, the teenage drama! You know what I mean. I had no idea what she was trying to tell me. Hideko stared into the distance, eyes narrowed with a kind of wistful yearning. We should head back soon. You know when we can leave tomorrow, right? Yeah, I just checked the device. Our window's between 7:30 and 11:10 p.m. I'll head to the lab in the morning. I still have some maintenance to finish. You'll come to the lab alone by 7 o'clock, or else. She left before I could respond, as usual. Left on my own, I casually glanced up at the sky and saw the satellite. It's a tongue twister. We might be able to get there before long. All we needed was 4 more liver mortis codes. As I thought about that, I found it hard to calm the thumping in my chest. I stretched my hands toward the satellite and clasped my fingers into my palm. Let me try that again. I stretched my hand toward the satellite and clasped my fingers into my palm, as if I could somehow catch it in my grasp. I'm Rikoing out right now. Day 50. Shut up. Shut up.
You're stepped in blood, so I'll give them.
Oh yeah. What's our boards? Okay, does everyone have one now? Everyone except Miss Shizuhara. Oh, that's fine. She went out to explore early this morning. I gave her hers before she left. Just a lame metal. I think I might be allergic to this cheap metal plating. When was the cycling day again? You can't throw... Yeah, in case you didn't notice, you've just been bestowed medals of great honor. Honor my ass. Hey, everyone. Why don't we have a party tonight? Party? Yes, to celebrate the halfway point. Now you're speaking my language, bro. For that? Me too. Count me in. One after another, everyone expressed their approval of the idea. Oh no! Well, Takumi? I was unsure how to respond. I wouldn't be there that night. I had to jump to that coming-of-age timeline. But I couldn't come out and say that, so... Yeah, of course! I'll let Hirako know about it too. That settles it! Tonight, we'll have a halfway to 100 party. Sounds good, but the name's kinda mid, ain't it? Then how about we call it a hot day party? And picking what you are putting down, Miss Amamiya. That does kinda sound fun. Sure, why not? Sire, Nico, you don't mind, do you? Well, the next defensive battle is on day 57, so... Okay, I'll grant you special permission. But no... But no freaking, no grinding, and no throwing it back! Save room for the Lord! Yeah, Kyoshka, maybe don't bring your sword into this one. I would never freak or grind with the holy Jumanji sword. Spent the morning and afternoon preparing for the party. I knew I wasn't going to be able to participate, but I was also in no place to refuse, so I helped out too. As the day wore on, the sun sank steadily west in the sky. It was 5:40 p.m. I still had some time until I had to meet Hirako. But I didn't want to get yelled at for being late, so I decided to leave the school and head to the lab early. That's sad. I stepped into the entrance hall. Sierra and Nigo were there, almost as if they'd been waiting for me. Another late night with Shizuhara, huh, Samino? You know the rules about relationships between students. No heavy petting. It's not what's going on. We'll be back before the day is over, so there shouldn't be a problem. What about the hump day party? You're not going to attend? No, sorry. Do me a favor and come up with an excuse for me. You're a real loose cannon, pal. Although I admit you're the one keeping our operation running smoothly. It's actually Hirako? It's actually Hirako who's the one who's keeping things running smoothly? We've yet to experience a single fatality, and you managed to get Mr. Atsuki to cooperate with us. That was also Hirako? So for now, we'll let your egregious behavior slide. Normally, I'd have to execute you for this kind of stuff, you know. I'm so sorry and so grateful for your generosity and understanding. I didn't mean that at all. Still, I never would have guessed the cerebral glitch repair program could be used like that. You managed to fix Atsuki's deflect. And successfully use the domatic therapy on him too. Sounds like Shizuhara's handiwork more than yours, but it was still a brilliant idea. Cause she's the one doing everything. You're the one who created the program, sir. I think you're the true brains here. Shut the fuck. Oh, is that right? I mean, of course. Only a 300 IQ genius like me could ever make such a thing. Nigo, the thumb drive you gave Hirako must have had a copy of the program on it, right? I never made any copies. Me neither. Actually, I don't recall giving Miss Hirutako any thumb drive in the first place. What?
Aha!
Yeah, there was only ever one of those. What does that mean? On the night of day 16, Hirutako and I leapt to the killer zombie timeline. We had 2 goals back then. Don't stop trusting her, please. There's just some confusing things going on. Please don't stop trusting her, please. Don't do this to me, please. This is not how I wanted Hirutaku divorce to go. If you're gonna divorce, do it because you got in a big old fight, not this. And the death of Hirutako 2 and purging the Gi data from Takumi 2's brain. We succeeded in saving Hirutako 2, but failed to capture Takumi 2. Got cornered by him, fell out of the bathroom window, and got knocked unconscious. The next thing I knew, it was day 17. I woke up back in my room in this timeline. Hirutako told me.
Treating Takumi 2. That's been taken care of too. I actually had 2 thumb drives. Nigo gave me an extra one as a spare. I gave it to Hirutako too. I revealed myself to her and explained everything. She injected Takumi too with anesthetic and used the repair program I'd given her to treat him.
Could it be she lied to me? She never gave Hirutako 2 the thumb drive? Which mean in that timeline, Takumi 2 is...
He's still infected with the Gi data.
I don't think so. Or, I see. So Siri and Nigo exposed my secret. Oh, well, it's true. I never gave Hirutako 2 a thumb drive. Oh. What? But why would you lie to me? I'm sorry. I can't tell you that. Why the hell not? Do you have any idea what you've done? If we'd fixed Takumi 2, then... Eva wouldn't have had to die on day 25. We could have prevented Moko's death on day 43. Hirutako remained silent. Her face was screwed up slightly, and she was staring at her feet. Fine. If you can't tell me why, that's all there is to it. We only have 5 minutes until we can leap anyway. But if you really can't tell me, you have to let me choose the next timeline we leap to instead. Where are you planning to go? Isn't it obvious? The serial killer timeline! Going to erase the Gi data from Takumi 2's brain! If we don't do something, everyone except you will end up being killed. There's no other place for that timeline to go. Just more branches that end up with Takumi 2 murdering everyone. So you want to create a new branching path? Yes! We're going to create a timeline where nobody else has to get killed. A future where everyone who's left can live out a happy life. What if I refuse to go with you? I need that thumb drive of yours to fix Takumi 2. But there's only one, so... Are you going to take it from me by force? Takumi, you promised me last night. You said we'd go to the coming-of-age timeline and find Darumi's liver mortis code. Remember what you said our top priority was? Making it to 10 a.m. on day 100 in this timeline. Together and happy. The surest way to do that is to go find those 4 liver mortis codes and call the rescue craft. We'll have a greater chance of survival if we go to the artificial satellite. As a result, we'll finally be freed of this time loop. Yuruko's word helped me regain my composure a little. What she was saying made complete sense. The versions of our friends in this timeline are our top priority. And even if I did manage to fix the serial killer timeline's Takumi, it wouldn't erase the branch of that timeline where he never got cured. The time where Takumi 2 killed everyone who would still exist somewhere in blood space. Knowing that, was there any point in fixing him? One rail was still covered in flames, no matter what I did. But then, I thought about what Hirutako told me before.
Of course, one of them is still destined to burn in hellfire. There's no changing that. But it's better than if we'd never added that second line at all. At least this gives the passengers a 1 in 2 chance at happiness.
I sincerely apologize for lying. I was obviously in the wrong. In spite of everything I just said, I'll let you make the final decision. You lead, I'll follow. I'll keep my mouth shut and cooperate with whatever you want to do. I thought about it. Should we go to the coming-of-age timeline to find Dorumi's livor mortis code? Or should we go to the serial killer timeline to fix Takumi too? After a lot of agonizing, I came to a conclusion. Bing! So... unfortunately, I already know what the true answer is. But I also already know that the right choice in this game every time is to trust others. Even when it seems like a bad idea, you need to trust. You need to trust. You need to trust. So let's do the wrong thing first. Just get it over with. So I can be sad. Sorry, Hirutaku, but my decision hasn't changed. We need to go to the serial killer timeline. I can't just leave myself like that. I wouldn't budge on that point. I see. She nodded listlessly. How about you? I told you. I won't object no matter what you choose. I'll keep my mouth shut and go along with it. So you'll help me? Yes. This feels bad. I gave Hirutaku a grateful smile. She put her hand on her hip like she is right now and let out a short sigh. 7:40 p.m. It's been 10 minutes since the leap window opened. In order to regain the time we'd lost, I had to configure the machine quickly. Hirutaku and I put on our leap suits. Alright, let's go! Hope you couldn't hear me swallowing just now. Alright, we've made it back to the school. Hirutaku spoke in a clear, calm voice. Are you sure you're okay with this? I'm the type to adapt quickly. I don't waste time worrying, unlike somebody I know. Now then, we're here to fix Takumi too, but where is he? I think I might know. Today is day 50, the day of the halfway to 100 party. So he's in the cafeteria with the others. Yeah, but we can't just walk in there just like this, can we? So I have another idea. I see. They left the party poppers behind in the rec room. So Takumi too went there to collect them from the gift-o-matic. Oh, yeah! I remember that now. Kind of. No, yeah, I remember now. He's going to come up those stairs. Come up those stairs up to the 3rd floor. Did I read this? If we wait here, we can watch Moni arrives. After a short wait, there he was, just as I predicted. Version of me from this timeline. Takumi 3. 2, even. It's the noise he made. Takumi 2 took a solid punch to the gut from Hirutaku and went down. He was already unconscious before he hit the floor. Good job, dude. Hirutaku and I brought him into the infirmary and let Hirutaku handle his treatment. Well? Happy noises. Wow. Alright, his treatment is finished. All thanks to this.
Huh?
Cerebral glitch repair program. Then the Gi data in his brain is... Yes, it's been completely erased. Means I won't hurt anyone else in this timeline. Indeed. We'll be back to the harmless, dim-witted Takumi Samino we all know and love. Her insults didn't sting in the least. If anything, they were music to my ears. So I guess this is where it turns into Zambo. After that, Hirako and I hauled Takumi 2's unconscious body to the metal shop and found a place to set him down. We were trying to be considerate when we chose that room. We thought it would be easier for everyone to find him somewhere closer to the cafeteria where the party was being held. Yep. That was the end of our Takumi 2 problem. Hirako and I quickly returned to the lab. And we're gonna be late to the party and everyone's gonna be pissed. Let's head back. Right. I smacked the red button and got onto the platform. Hirako followed suit. Here we go. I'm worried what we're gonna come back to. Like, very worried. And back we are. We were back in our original timeline. Immediately I was overcome with intense palpitations. The world was spinning around me. Could hardly breathe. First I blamed the leap suit. Peeled it off, putting my hand to my chest and breathing deeply. What? There was no sign of the pain getting better. My heart raced, my head spun, and my lungs ached.
What's wrong, Takumi?
Just as Hirako rushed to my side, and I lost all strength and fell to the ground. Huh? Suddenly, she was holding me in her arms.
You're okay, Takumi. Stay with me.
I just screamed to her that I wasn't okay at all, but I couldn't make a sound. I couldn't breathe normally. What happened? Was the suit damaged? All my air was gone, as if someone had sucked it out with a straw.
Don't tell me.
Still supporting me with one arm, Hirako reached for the leap suit on the ground. It was the one I'd been wearing. She examined it closely. Before long, her eyes widened and she gasped.
A hole. There's a hole in it.
What?
But why? How? Nothing happened when we jumped into that timeline. Looking closely, it's starting to fray in a few spots. Did one of these spots get torn open?
That's bad.
It doesn't matter what caused it. Takumi, this has to be...
Leap damage.
I squeezed the words out from my throat. Everything around me was getting hazy. The very next moment, my consciousness fell apart into 1,000 pieces, vanishing without a trace like dust in the wind. That's bad. That's really bad. Are you about to forget? Please don't. Hirako will lose her mind. That's what you want! I awoke suddenly. My eyelids slowly opened and I saw... There you are.
Hirako?
We're doing the thing! I flew upright, shocked by the sound of her voice. Well, I tried to, but... Oh no. I couldn't get my muscles to cooperate and unceremoniously rolled out of bed instead.
Are you alright?
With Hirako's help, I managed to get to my feet. My legs trembled like a newborn fawn's. I have 4 questions. What? 4? So suddenly. Just answer me. What day is it today? She continued after a deep sigh. You're not going to like this. It's day 71. Day 71? Yes, you've been out cold for 20 days. Wow! Okay. Next question. Why did you just scream like that? Isn't it obvious? You suddenly woke up after 20 days. I was starting to think you might never open your eyes again. Sorry for making you worry. I wasn't worried. Besides, you should see how worried everyone else is. That's right. Need to tell them you're awake. Hirutaku was about to run for the door, but I was quick to stop her. Wait!
Huh?
I'm not done yet. I still have 2 questions left. What are they? What about our battles? The enemy must have attacked while I was out. They attacked, all right. On day 57 and day 63. But as you can see, the school is still standing. We fought without you and won. Thanks. Some good work. That hardly sounded sincere. Don't tell me you feel like you missed out. Or do you not like that the team proved it could win without you? Hey, come on. Never mind that. What's your last question? Oh, well, this is a vague one, but did anything change while I was asleep? Change? No, nothing's changed. Did you find anything out, though? Any new information? Oh, I do have one thing. It's about the liver mortis codes. There's no point in collecting them. What? Why? Because the distress signal transmitter. Next moment, I was suddenly seized by a violent nausea. Surged up from deep inside me and ripped along my throat. Couldn't hold back. Uh-oh! I spewed liquid all over the place. It was sticky, shiny, fresh blood, color of ripe cherries. Takumi, you... I'm fine. Don't worry. What the fuck? Don't lie to me! You're clearly not okay at all! You haven't recovered from your leap damage. You need to rest more. I've rested plenty! I was asleep for 20 days! But Takumi... The nausea was gone, but my vision was still blurry. My pulse was racing, and with each throb there was a stabbing pain in my head. Tomorrow is day 27. Another attack is coming, right? Can't leave it all to you. You're planning to fight? Like that? Yeah. Don't be absurd. You're in no condition to fight. But I have to. I have to protect everyone's happiness. Then sit down and behave. If you go out onto the battlefield now, you'll make them all miserable. I will. You really are slow, aren't you? If you fight now, if you go out on the battlefield, you're going to die. Don't you hear me? You leapt twice with your skin exposed. Even though you were wearing a leap suit on day 50, it had a hole in it. You know what that means, right?
If you parallel leap 2, maybe 3 more times with exposed skin, your body will eject all of its cryptoglobin. That means no more revivals. You'll die, and you'll stay dead.
Said once or twice more. Then I have one more time left at most. Takumi, I'm okay. Whatever happened just now is over. It's nothing to worry about. Hirutaku shook her head, dumbfounded. You're not in your right mind, Takumi. Do you remember what I told you before?
Serious leap damage can affect the brain, and rob you of your memories and your ability to reason.
Are you saying I'm not being rational? That's exactly what I'm saying. If you go into battle like this, you'll only slow us down. You'd know that if you were thinking straight. You're also forgetting that your fate isn't yours alone.
In short, if all of the Special Defense Unit members in this timeline survive until 10 a.m. on day 100...
Then we can all go and get ice cream.
The sum of all those lives will serve as a huge weight that can tear away the mighty spring that is the time loop.
We need all of the Special Defense Unit members together until the final day. If we lose just one person, you and I won't be able to break free of this infinite loop. So please, stay here. Rest. Do it for me. Yuko had a point. Maybe I wasn't thinking rationally. The team had managed to win battles without me. Twice. They'd more than proven themselves. Maybe there was no sense in forcing myself to go. Arguably, it was part of my duty as captain to trust them. But even if things had worked out for them so far, there was no guarantee that would be the case in tomorrow's battle as well. If I stayed back and everyone got killed, I'd be overcome with immeasurable regret. Is that the right choice? Should I go and fight, or stay and let everyone else handle it? I agonized over the decision until finally I made my choice. I think I'm gonna make the right choice this time. At least I think this is the right choice. I don't know. Trust her!
Huh?
Fine. I won't go. You've made a wise decision. But it's not because I don't want to die. It's only because I don't want to get in your way. Plus, it's very likely that all the exertion of the battle would make this illness worse. If I really do end up dying, we won't break free of the time loop. You're doing this for me too, aren't you? I nodded. Thank you. I'm glad you decided to be reasonable. Get some rest tomorrow. Please, I'm an expert in getting rest at this point. Hirako smiled at my little joke before she left. It didn't take long for everyone else to show up into my room. It must have been a shock for them to see me awake after I'd been unconscious for so long. They cheered, they cried, they danced happy dances. Once all the emotions settled down, they carried me outside and tirelessly threw me into the air over and over again. You're gonna make it worse. Such a bunch of lovable idiots. Heat welled up in my chest, but it made me feel all the more frustrated. I wouldn't be able to fight for them tomorrow. I wouldn't be able to protect them. I'm supposed to be their captain, their leader. I couldn't help feeling overwhelmed with regret. Let them help you. You're a team. Being a team means letting everyone do their part. Dot 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 dot.
Good morning. Well, good evening. And welcome to day 73, actually.
I had absolutely no memory of the previous day. Wasn't even sure how or when I fell asleep the day before that. I asked Hirako what happened, and she explained.
It's the leap damage again. If you take it easy for a while, the symptoms should subside.
How long is a while, exactly?
More than 2 or 3 days, I can tell you that much.
And yesterday's battle?
It was trivial. Nothing but cannon fodder.
Yay!
Oh, I'm glad it went well.
You don't sound like you mean that. Are you upset?
A little. I feel like I got benched before the game even started.
Hirako's expression softened a little.
Can you stand?
Huh?
I'm asking if you're able to move.
Probably. If I try.
Alright. Then come with me. I have something to discuss with you.
Oh? You're actually gonna be able to talk about the... What?! We went to the wrong timeline?! Keep it down! What if everyone hears you? What? Wait a minute! So, you're saying on day 50 we didn't go to the killer timeline, but the zombie timeline? Yep. That's right. When did you realize? This afternoon. I went to inspect the PLM and noticed when I was checking the logs. Well, yeah, you let Takumi do it.
Oh.
That's why the zombie timeline Takumi was normal. He was cured on day 50. By us. So I didn't end up becoming a killer in the zombie branch. Yes. Well, you already were, but, you know. How could you mess that up? Excuse me? Have you forgotten? You're the one who set the machine that time. She's right. I was the one who decided we should go to the serial killer timeline, and I'd been responsible for setting up the machine. We were 10 minutes past the beginning of the leap window at the time. I'd configured the machine quickly to regain the time we lost. Clearly, I screwed up. It was a careless mistake that ended up putting us in the wrong timeline. You've got to be kidding me. If we call the serial killer Takumi 2, this means Takumi 2 still hasn't been cured. I'm afraid not. How are you so calm about this? I'm always calm. Continued our discussion as we changed locations. Hirutako, when are the blood space waves going to surge next? Use the device and check for yourself. It's tonight! 10:05 a.m., just a little past midnight. Technically, that's tomorrow, day 74.
Hey!
I'm not arguing the details with you! So what do? We leap! Where? Serial killer timeline, obviously! Today is day 73. Takumi 2 has already killed 4 people. Eva, Moko, Takamaru, and Kurara. If we jump now and cure him, we can at least prevent him from committing further murders, right? We can build a new rail where Takumi 2 stops his crime spree. I messed up the settings, so I have to take some responsibility for what he did after day 50. It's only right I make up for that. I mean, we can't just let him run wild, can we? I understand where you're coming from. Fortunately, there are 2 reasons we can't go and fix him tonight. 2 reasons. First, look at the device again. When does the leap window close? 12:35 a.m. Exactly. We'd only have 30 minutes. Even if we ran full speed from the lab to the school, that journey would eat up all our time. It's not possible to heal Takumi 3 and make it back. Then what if we just stay there? Have you lost your mind? We have no idea when the blood space waves will surge again. There's no telling when we'd be able to come back. And even if time wasn't an issue, we still wouldn't be able to fix Takumi 2. Too much time has passed since the Gi awakened. The Gi data will have already eroded every last nook and cranny of his brain. The program will no longer be enough to remove the glitch. This is why you need to give up on the idea of making him better. Is that clear? Takumi 2 can't be healed. He can't be healed. The words repeated in my mind like a haunting echo. Just then, somewhere in the maelstrom of thoughts came an idea. All this means is that I need to kill Takumi 2 myself. Uh-oh! It's not gonna go good. Which runs directly contrary to what Hirutako's. 12:05 a.m. Myself in the lab, alone. I wasn't sure how I got there. That reminds me of something Hirutako said.
Serious sleep damage can affect the brain and rob you of your memories and your ability to reason.
Clearly. Memory issues aside, my reasoning still seemed intact to me. I was being completely rational. If I let Takumi 2 continue to run loose, more of my friends would end up dead. If we can't cure him, I need to get rid of him. That was the rational conclusion I'd come to after calm and careful consideration. That's right. That's why I came here. To kill myself. ... Please tell me you found a different suit. Time to head to the serial killer timeline. who's just like, let me get myself stranded just cuz, lol. Takumi. 1:30 a.m. By the time I made it to the school, the leap window had long since closed. Looked like I'd be staying here for a while, but that didn't concern me in that moment. I was too focused on fulfilling my goal. I was still wearing my leap suit. The idea of killing myself while being recognizable made me uncomfortable. I wanted to consider Takumi 2's feelings too. He'd be able to rest easier thinking he was killed by a mysterious stranger, rather than knowing he'd been killed by himself. Just then, I realized I was holding something tightly in my hands. It was a power saw. I had no recollection of where it came from. Maybe I picked it up on the way here. This is all... what is going on? Anyway, I'd better go looking for Takumi 2. My consciousness was fading in and out again. Suddenly, I was in a first-floor hallway. I didn't have to look far. Takumi 2 was right there in front of me. Oh, hello. So was Nozomi too. Nozomi, run! This way! The moment they spotted me, their faces contorted into terror and they began to run. Couldn't let them get away. I hefted my power saw and gave chase. You stupid motherfucker. Oh! We're the chaser this time. Casually walking up the stairs. Oi! Get back here! Past the morgue. Do 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 do. I actually forget. Which occurrence was this? You alright? Finally cornered Takumi 2 at the top of the staircase. I was slowly closing the distance between us. I raised the power saw and then... wasn't sure how. Maybe he slipped, but Takumi 2 fell backwards, tumbling down the stairs. Quickly followed him down. And there he was, splayed out on the ground. Oops. His face twisted in agony. He seemed barely conscious. He must have hit his head. Now's my chance. Can kill him right here. Ferociously rushed over to Takumi 2, holding the power saw high above my head. I just can't do it. Kill myself? How could I? How could I possibly do that to myself? Lost my strength. Lowering the power saw, it slipped out of my hands and clattered to the floor. Suddenly, Takumi 2's eyes flew open. There was a sinister light in them. As soon as I saw it, I knew what it meant. It was the Gi. The Gi was awake. It really was inside Takumi 2's brain. In fact, Takumi 2 was no longer with us. Not true, but you know. Made more sense to call him, Takumi G, while the Gi had control of his body. The next moment, Takumi G swiftly scooped up the power saw from the floor. Uh-oh. You stupid idiot! My back slashed, I fell to the floor. I could feel how horribly deep the wound was. But strangely, it didn't hurt. Maybe my spinal cord had been severed, preventing the pain from reaching my brain. Soon after that, Takumi G made a series of strange decisions. He removed my leap suit. Then, He dressed me in replica class armor made with the gift-o-matic. Oh. I see which timeline this is from. I understand now. I wasn't sure what the purpose of that was. It just happened. Once I was in class armor, he got into position behind me. Then, as if to further torment me, he mercilessly shredded my back with the power saw. So that wasn't just a fun bad end to look at Nozomi's thought process. When he was finally finished with his incomprehensible course of action, Takumi-ji left with a satisfied grin on his face. All that remained was my body, dressed in class armor, or more accurately, my corpse. After all, I'd stopped breathing a long time ago. Good fucking job. Form of suicide. Ooh. Oh my god, 93 clear. You know, I think I'll save the other one for later. 'Cause I'm hungry. It's lunch. And I've been recording for almost 2 hours. Yeah, I'll do the other one and then, actually continue with SF, later. Probably later today. I probably won't, I'm probably gonna record again later today, but that'll be a different episode rather than something I tack on to the last one. Tack on to this one, like the last one. Thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want. You don't gotta. It's okay. You're free to live your life and do whatever you do. Like what you like, love who you love, happy Pride.